Very good morning to all of you. Pleasure to present my paper on this great Yenya. Can I start, sir?
Sir, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So, thank you, team, for allowing me to present my paper on gender equality in Hinduism literature. Hinduism is a way of life. Hinduism is a way of life. The ultimate goal of the human life is mainly four purusharthas. Namely, what are all the various purusharthas means here? We can say dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Okay, all these things, four purusharthas, can be achieved by worshipping gods. In Tamil, we can say igapara sugangal ellam kodukka vallavan. Okay, so this god is present in various forms in our world. Okay, as regarding the other religion, our religion mainly maintains the equality among the men and women. Hindu texts present diverse and conflicting views on the position of the women, ranging from feminine leadership as the highest goddess to the limiting gender roles. The god was seen as the incomplete without a goddess. We have seen so many number of deities, namely Shiva is incomplete without Shakti, and Krishna is also not seen without Radha. Rama is without Sita. Likewise, was seen as a balancing force in the society, not a single man or single woman. A single man could be respected if the was celibate, and single woman if she attached to herself to a deity like Mirabai or and all who loved Krishna. And as regarding the thing associated with how all the creatures are diverse as the Atma occupies the different bodies. Atma is the Degi, resident of the body. Everyone Dehi is the same, but our Deha is different. So like our various plants in the forest, every human is unique, though he or she may belong and so display a few categorical commonalities which allows them to be categorized. Categories may be psychological, visual. Most important category is the gender, mainly, namely male and female. As regarding the feminism in scriptures, since ancient times, female figures have featured prominently in Hinduism, both in human as well as in the divine form. Next slide, please. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Many of the sages associated with the realization and authorizing of the Vedas were women. Rig Veda contains hymns composed by women such as Lobamutra, Maitreyi, Sage Kargi. In the Brihadaranya Upanishad, where she poses a volley of questions to sage Yanjavalkya on the nature of the soul, and teaches outcourt teaching from the Yanjavalkya that a courtroom of male philosopher filled too. Hindu epics such as Mahabharata and Ramayana idealize women embodied by a depictions of Draupadi, the wife of 5 Pandavas princes in the Mahabharata, and Sita, the wife of Prince Rama in the Ramayana. There are also many Puranic texts which illustrate the stories and symbols of the solely the feminine divine. From the stories of many Devi Mahatmyam, Devi Bhagavata Purana, we can come the important feminine gender. Next slide, please, sir. Next slide, please, sir. the Ardhanariswara concept. The Ardhanariswara represents the reconciliation and harmonization of the opposites, that is spiritual and materialistics, active as well as passive, destruction and construction, and all other opposing dichotomies in the existence. Shiva Purusha, that is the male principle. And next slide, sir. Sir, next slide. Okay. Shiva represents the Purusha, that is the male principle, and Shakti represents the Prakriti, the female principle. The Purusha and Prakriti drawn to one another and fuse with each other. The union of Purush and Prakriti is believed to generate creation, alternate the universe. As regarding the significance of the body is mainly associated with the heart and feminine attributes such as intuition and creativity, while the right side brain and masculine characteristics, such as methodological thought and gallantry. In most representation, the right half is usually the Shiva and the left is the Shakti. Through the rare depiction of the Shaktism school, portray the feminine on the dominant right side. Shiva's half part is holding a rosary that indicates ostracism, while Parvati half holding the highly material and illusion. Yes, sir. Sir, tell me, sir. Hello.
You have to keep the text that you are reading now on the place where you are facing. For example, if you are facing a mobile phone, the text has to be on mobile phone screen itself. Then you will be facing the screen.
Okay, okay. Okay,
you are
sir.
not facing the screen to what you are reading.
Okay, sir.
As far as possible, please talk to the audience.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. The right side is mainly associated with the brain and characteristics such as methodological thought as well as the gallantry. Sir, next slide, please. Sir, traditionally too, if you come across while taking photos, the wife is seated to the left side of the body, and hence she is known. So this is from the beginning we are representing the same form, Vamangi form. Next slide, please, sir. Vamangi form. As regarding the legends related to the Ardhanariswara, one, the great devotee of the god Shiva, who is said to be the Devaganas, namely the Bringi sage. The Bringi sage, who is said to be the he's also said to be the spiritual guru, dance guru for Shiva. Okay, during the Shiva Tandava, Stotram. Next slide, please, sir. Once all the rishis went to Kailasha to worship God Shiva as well as the Parvati. Everyone worshipped God Shiva as well as Parvati in a best manner. But the Bringi, who is said to be the ordinary devotee of the Shiva only, not giving respect to Parvati. Bringi stage worshipped by circumambulating, going around Shiva alone, not Parvati. So Ambal got slightly angry. So what happened in the next time when came the sage Bringi, Ambal seated on the Shiva's place. Then took a form of the snake and go around Shiva alone, not worshipping the Parvati. So this creates more angry to the Shakti. So she began to do penance. As a consequence of that, they got the form of Ardhanarishwara. During that time also, next slide please, sir. Sir, next slide. This is the picture showing the penance done by Parvati towards Shiva. Sir, next slide please. As a consequence of the severe penance, Parvati become the part of the Shiva. This form is called Ardhanarishwara form, the supreme form, the Parabrahman form of the God and Goddess. Kalidas also said, in that sloka, both Parvati Parameshwara is representing in that form. During this form also, Saint Bringi is not worshipping the Vamangi side. He took the form of bee and crossed through the body of the Shiva alone and worshipped. As a consequence of that, Parvati cursed Bringi. Sir, could you please next slide, please? Next slide, please. Cursed the Bringi to remove all the part given by Shakti, namely the muscle and blood, so that Bringi became so lean. He appeared in a form of skeleton only. In order to stand, Shiva, the god Shiva, gave a boon by introducing a third leg. This is the rare picture we can come across in the world. Okay, so this is the picture showing the Bringi sage with 3 legs without muscles. Next slide, please, sir. Here in this picture, the sage Bringi is marked with this circle here. Next slide, please. This is a showing one of the one and only temple related to the Lord Ardhanarishwara, which is situated in the Tamil Nadu, that is Tiruchengodu. Here, the god is said to be in the Ardhanarishwara form, both Shiva as well as the Parvati, along with that form. Next slide, please, sir. This temple is on the mountain. That mountain is called Tiruchengodu Malai, which is said to be in a red colored one. So it is called as Tiruchengodu Malai, and this is a Padal Petratalam. Various Nayanmars came to this place and sing a song on the god. And also the great Arunagirinatha came to this place and worshipped god Muruga, who is also residing in this temple called as Tiruchengodu Velavar. Song on Thirupugal. Next slide, please, sir. This is the picture showing inside the temple, very beautifully carved one. Next slide, sir.
Shanmugam, can you come to the conclusion and tell us how
Okay,
you
so
connect all this?
Shiva Shakti in Adi Shankaracharya explained about the Shiva Shakti Aikya form, that is Shiva Shakti Ayukto Yadi Devo Nagula Padiva Adaswa Maharatyam Arihara Virinchaji Prabhi Pranantum Stodum Va Kadamakra Punya Prabhavati. This is the form represented in the Ardhanarishwara form. But also explained about Adisayamana Vadivadayal, Sudisayamana Sundaravalli, Padisayamana, Abasayamaga, Madisayamaga Vandro, Vama Bhagavati, Bhaviyade. So, like that, so many literatures related to the Ardhanarishwara form. Sir, next slide, please. Next slide. Ardhanatharishwari Stotram can also explain. Sir, next slide. Satan Arul Kurir Sakti Arul Undam, Satya Arul Taril, Satyan Arul Undam, Sakti Sivamam, Erandum Tannal Vaikya, Satyam Yenum Sitti Tan. One taken from Trimula Tirumandiram. This is also explained about Ardhanarishwara form. Next slide, please, sir. Next slide, please, sir. This is the picture showing of Tamil literature. First one is Karaikal Ammayar, the first lady, women saint literature. Next is Andal. Next slide, please, sir. Conclusion. Today, the entire world talks of women empowerment. It's always been a part of our cultural ethos. We have to improve this more and more in future. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me opportunity to explain about this Ardhanarishwara form and also various texts related to the equal concepts of gender equality in the Hinduism textures. Thank you.